Hi everybody, Nzch-Nzmc here. So here we are with the New Zealand tour. We're getting ready to take our 7th leg where we're going from Christchurch to Mount Cook, which from what I can see as I look around, looks like it's at 2,912 feet in elevation. So when they talked about landing on mountainsides, this may be the one. So we'll have to see how things play out. Alright, I'd forgotten to set myself to clear skies. We've got everything running. We are ready to head off, I think. So let's see. Yep, we should be good to go. Whoops. I want to back off a bit here. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and taxi over. We're taking off on runway 20. So we'll be heading over here. So that was where we had taken off from. So we're going down taxiway Alpha here. Let's see, I don't know if I can... Don't know if I can do anything with the autopilot yet. I don't think I can. Well, looks like we got someone taking off there. Now, in theory, I can... So, I'm going to turn. And then we're going to... Or I see, maybe that's the taxiway. So, let's head over there. Maybe I should have been there the whole time. I was going down probably a roadway for something else, but as a tiny plane, I had enough room. So I'm hoping I'll be okay. I haven't flown in a long time, in several weeks, and especially not in this aircraft. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, this is actually the taxiway here. So there they go. So we'll hold here. Alright, so now I don't need the inertial separator anymore. Obviously it's telling me I have the parking brake, but we're waiting for them to take off. So we're going to have about 131 nautical miles, taking a little bit of a roundabout approach, but it is a visual approach into the runway, so I think we kind of need to do what we can do there. Alright, is he going to go at any point? I'm not on like VATSIM or anything. I still don't know how to do that. So I don't know if I'm seeing somebody, because there is kind of live traffic that can show up, but so I'm not sure if also like the cache got a little messed up here or what, but I'm not sure. There's nobody behind me. Alright. Maybe he's throttling up. Hearing a little bit more sound, I thought. Now it's going down. So as you can see with the windsock, not a lot of air or, you know, wind. That's what we call it. I'm almost tempted to go around him and just take off. I've never had this happen, so I don't know what the like, do we see each other? Would we run into each other? I don't think we would. But I'm just really tempted because, like, he's just sitting there. I don't understand. So I'm gonna move, and if he doesn't move, maybe I'll just squeeze by and take off in front of him. I don't know. So there's definitely more stuttering and stuff going on. I don't understand that either. Alright, well, we're gonna take off. And if we shouldn't, I guess we shouldn't. But we're going to. Yeah, I just realized I didn't, like, check my fuel. I should be okay. These are all pretty short flights. Alright, so take off. There we go. So, should be okay here. Heading up. Can I turn on? Oh boy. Why can I not turn on autopilot? I've got the flight director on. I mean, I might have to get above a certain altitude. Because, I mean, at this point I am heading where I need to be. Whoops. Oh, I need my autopilot on. That's why. Now I think I can do it. There we go. That's a little bit better. Alright. So I'm going to set my vertical... Oh yeah, do I have my yaw dampener on? Yes, okay. So we'll put it on nav, so it should turn back to where we need to be going. Alright, but what I'm going to want to do is get myself... Oops. So, just trying to figure out where I want to head. So I need my altitude. Let's say, I don't know. We'll set it at about 6,500. Because we're at 1,800, but I'm not seeing... What I'm missing is the altitude. Because, yeah, I don't want altitude select. I want... Whoops. So I want to go up. There we go. So we're going to set that. And in theory, then, this should turn in a little bit. Now, this again is... Oh, I didn't put my gear up. Let me do that. I also actually hadn't had my flaps set. But yeah, there we go. So we're turning a tiny bit. But yeah, so I don't know if it's caching a bit on things here or what it has going on. But so right now, if I zoom in here, we've got 30 nautical miles to Golf Uniform Papa Uniform Tango. That's our next waypoint. So let's see, if I set this to VNav, if I turn that off, will it do something? Because in theory, then, it should just, you know, get me to that 6,500. And we should then be good. Because I think I'm going to, like, start heading into mountains at some point. Yeah, so you can see there's mountains over there. But, you know, it's telling me it's going to be 10 minutes, but that never works. Like, it's always way longer, so we're definitely going to do what we can to get somewhere, but obviously we're going to take a look. So let me just move along here. All right. So 4,500. So this should be VNav, like, path, I believe. I should probably back off the power some. Definitely seems kind of bumpy. There's definitely a good amount of wind. I'll give it that. But it's interesting how we're traveling along kind of the ridgeline, because basically we're going to stay this way. We're going to turn a little bit to the right, which will kind of take us a little bit north, because we're heading somewhat southwest now. Going ahead and moving across there. So if I show where we're at here, this is kind of where we're running. So we took off from Christchurch, and we're heading there to Mount Cook. So that is what we're doing. And that will be kind of the overall result that we're looking to get. But, you know, 18 nautical miles. And again, given that we're going to be at 2,900 or 3,000 when we land, now it looks like there's some sort of... I see. Because I can see on the one map of my Sim Toolkit Pro this weird looking river type thing, and that's definitely what we got there. But, it's a couple, you know, it's several of these as I've flown over and other things. It's just an interesting, I don't know if that's just a lot of, almost like a river delta where it's dropping the sediment and so forth down there. I just don't know. But yeah, when I came in, because they've added some sort of a dune thing for Dune 2 that's coming out, and they've kind of added those in here. So I don't know if the game is downloading things in the background, but like I haven't had that chop before, so it's definitely interesting. So we can see the waypoint there. I'm forgetting, so we have what, 6 nautical, 12 nautical. I don't know that I remember how to change the display. I don't know that I have to, I suppose. So, yeah, now it's telling me 14 minutes, so it has gone, oh, I see, it's been 14 minutes out. We have 19 minutes to go, 79 nautical miles, but again, we're going south. We're not heading straight toward it, because otherwise we don't get a good approach. But we're still going 221. Alright, it did level out though. You can see it's at V alt now. It's 6,500, and until I need to go higher than that, I think I'm going to stick with what I've got. But definitely a good amount. Just a lot of flat land down below. Not seeing any. There's a small town, Fairton, that we're coming up on, kind of over in that direction. Can we I assume we can't, yeah, we can't fully see to the other side of the island. But yeah, I think, sorry, a little bit of yawning. It's been a long week. I think that's Fairton. So, a little bit of a town there. But if we head back in, we've got what, 5 nautical miles, but then we're basically still going straight. So it doesn't really matter. Now we're not going straight for very long. I think it's just going to be maybe 10 nautical miles. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm hoping I won't have to keep circling to land, because obviously that would be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, see, there's this circling thing happening down there, so I don't know if that's Microsoft loading things in the background or what I have going on, but I'm hoping that all runs better in the future, because it is a bit distracting even to myself. Alright, so now we're going to ATSA, I think. ATSA 1 was where we were going next. Alright, so, oh, Sonar, okay. So we go to Sonar and then Mammoth, and then we wanted to go to J-Moth, but it's not in the book there. So, alright. So Sonar is 14, a little under 15 nautical miles. But you can see ground speed's 245. So we're moving a little faster than the 221 airspeed on the ground. But lots of, let's see how far, it doesn't get any quieter. I mean, we do remember that. Doesn't look like these are that tall, because then we are going to turn toward them, but I'm assuming the way it's having me come in is going to allow for a cleaner approach, because again, it's runway 31, so it's going to be like 310 degrees, so it's not quite going to be coming in straight from the south. We'll be off by 50 degrees. But definitely going to be an intriguing piece, but very flat over here on this side of the island by Christchurch. But this series, or this tour, does have 10 legs. So again, this is leg 7. If you've not seen the other legs, I encourage you to watch. Go back and look for them. There's a playlist these are all a part of, so that you can, go through them if you'd like. Or, all right, I think we're getting close. Not that close. 7. It looks close on the radar, but again, when I've got 130 nautical miles to go, I guess I can see why it's doing that. So we passed Ashburton. There's a town, Geraldine. And then basically we're going to go near Lake Tekapu and Lake Pukaki. So we're going to stay on the left side, because this is definitely going to become, I guess, a lot more of a VFR flight at some point, just out of necessity, because we're going to have to do that virtual landing. But there is no METAR information. Again, we are going with clear skies, so we know it's not too bad. I had come in, because usually on some things I fly with kind of the actual weather. But, alright. So, you can see on the map, there's definitely some elevation change once we make this turn. We're going to be in there before we know it. And then it's just a matter of, again, are we high enough? And where do things end up? So we're going, again, from Sumar to Mammoose, and Mammoose is a ways. So I think that's, if I remember when I put it in, I suppose we can look at our flight computer here. So when I put it in, I think it was like 50. Let's see. Alright, I want to go to the flight plan. There we go. So yeah, 49.8. So we're turning right now and making a pretty good, I don't know that I'd say beeline, because it still looks like, if we look at the heading, we're kind of heading like we're going to be skirting those mountains. So I think we'll be all right. Because yes, they're there, but we're not really going even over the high part of them. But they are up there, that's for sure. And we're seeing some over the dashboard, so one might make the case that we're not high enough. I don't know, I think we're fine here. Interesting blue. I assume that's some sort of water that they're retaining for something down there. They're actually on the map set up that way, so whatever it is, it's permanent. The river, if that's a river, I don't know what else it'll be, is the same color, so I don't know. I thought initially, oh, they're like treating the water, but they may not be. Alright, so still a little ways. So let's take a peek, make sure we're not headed for disaster. I think we're more than high enough here. Now again, are we high enough for some other things in there? Not necessarily, so. But for this little part of the mountain range, I think we're good. So we'll just let ourselves go there. And now we're passing to the left is this town called Woodbury. kind of almost behind us now. I'm thinking again, it's either there, or there. And realized that I had basically somehow gotten off the beaten path. But we are clearly heading right over those ridges there, and at this point we're kind of over some terrain for sure. So I see nothing else called out. So we're heading, I don't know, 45 degrees. So again, in theory, it's somewhere over there, you know, but it may be up there. I'm not sure. Yeah, but these are not low. We're definitely suddenly having some real elevation here. But we've got a few, so we're basically heading straight for Lake Pukaki. And then we're kind of going to turn just before we get there. So I'm just not sure what I'm looking at right now, because I'm thinking this over there is, oh no, that's a smaller body, so I think the one we're looking at, it might be past the ridgeline, honestly. Because we're not even halfway to the point that we need to be, so we're probably sitting there at maybe still, yeah, we still got 30 nautical miles. But yeah, that lake is what we're seeing over there. But I think once we turn, that's when I'll start worrying about my height. Again, am I high enough? I think I am. Got some snow-capped mountains over that way, and that is the way we'll be going. But it is a bit of a flight, that's for sure. So, just not much to say. There's not much to look at. Just kind of farms and kind of what you'd expect. I mean, we're over that little outcrop of mountains or whatever it is, and obviously the lake kind of butts up against that. But I'm guessing we're just going to fly through there. I didn't mean to pull that up. And so we'll kind of stay away from that, but I'm wondering if Mount Cook is like kind of what I'm starting to see over there, the snow-capped mountain peak, and that's kind of where we're headed. But yeah, I'm thinking the other lake is going to be like just on the other side of the mountains. And then we'll have some more again. Yeah, I just do not recall this spinning circle down here. So like I said, I think the sim is doing something, and it's been probably, it might even be a month or so since I've been in here. I don't know, it might not be quite that long, but I had a little bit of stuff for sure to work on in real life, and it's more than a little bit of stuff, but that's why I haven't been able to get in here. But I have been jonesing for a bit of New Zealand here, because I've been missing that. But yeah, you can see the flight path takes us kind of right in between. I was debating going down, but I think that would be a bad idea, because it looks like once we turn, we're definitely going to be heading into some elevation. But the lake, I don't know, right about there somewhere, so we're kind of getting into this plateau, I assume. Because Lake Pukaki is not small, so we're going to be able to see it pretty easily, I would imagine. But at this point, we are 16 nautical miles? Is that what it says? 18. But this is Lake... No, I don't even remember. Lake Tekapo. And Lake Pukaki is basically that one. So you can see there we are, Mammoose. And then... I don't know what it's doing once we get to Mammoose. I don't know if it's just going to turn us on that heading. Let me look at the direction here. Because then it's visual, so I think what I'm going to want to do is change onto the heading. So let me do that. Let me get this. So what heading do I really want? Because I'm going to be going north. So 310, so basically like 50 degrees. Maybe we'll do it at like 45. Because I think I basically then want to turn onto that heading and stop. You know, there's not going to be anything to fly on otherwise as far as nav. So let's see. Yeah, the course isn't changing anything. But yeah, I think we just changed to heading once we get nearby. But at this point, yeah, we've flown over that pass, so thank goodness everything was good, because I wasn't even looking out the window. But there's Lake Tekapo, and then Lake Pukaki's right in front of us, and then we're heading in there. So, it's kind of crazy. Wow, what is down below here? I don't even understand what I'm looking at. Like, doesn't look like any vegetation, and this is a really large area. It's like, is there something in Lake Tekapo that kind of kills off any foliage? That is so strange. I just don't know what I'm looking at. Alright, we're probably below 10. We are. Alright, so... It just looks like we're so much closer to something. Alright, so... Heading toward the lake. Cannot believe that's still 7 nautical miles away. That does not seem that far, but I suppose when you're up in the air, it does some things. The problem is we're probably going to need to turn before. It's just hard to gauge. But at this point, we've got a lot of that whatever terrain is below us. And there's a couple things of green, like a couple farms that are doing their best. And so, you know, we're in theory heading like toward the shore of the lake. But we're supposed to be turning soon. And so I probably will start to do that. Maybe at 1.5 miles. I'll hit the heading button. I don't know. It's probably not enough, but I'll go ahead and do it now. There we go. So let's see what it does. Because the nice thing is then at this point, like, it should be a pretty good turn, because I mean getting over, it's almost, I don't want to say it's 180 degrees, but you know what, I'm wondering, I think that's too far. I need to actually be at like 3:10. Yeah, so I need to get this over here pretty fast, because I need to be really at like, yeah, at like 3:10. I needed 10 degrees the other way is what I needed. So yeah, let me maybe do 3:15. There, 3:16. We'll do that. But as you can see, we got some mountains ahead of us here. This is not nothing. Although, you know, I probably need, let's go to 325. I'm going too far toward the lake, honestly. This is going to be interesting. I don't know how else to describe it. Now, is it giving me distance to the airport here? Is that what I'm looking at? Yeah, I think so. So we're just 14 miles away. Is it? I don't understand. All right. Because, yeah, the runway is 311. I mean, it looks like with the line that I have, I just don't know how far we need to go. Because, yeah, I guess you can see, so I almost need, I'm probably going to go a little bit that way. I want to intercept this line is what I need to do. So you can see how this is doing that. So I'm just wondering if we're kind of at the base of Mount Cook, but I swore it said it was 2,900 feet. Because if it is at the base, yeah, it does look like it's a lot lower. So I think I need to start going way, way down. This is bad, because I'm probably way too high now. Alright, and then let me start turning my heading back, because now I'm getting to the point where I am probably too close to the edge. Let's see. See if I can go down about 2,000. Yeah, see, now I've gone over. So I'm going to try to, because now I've gone past it, so I'm going to go to like 308, and we'll see where that takes us. Because it almost seems like the airport's going to be there somewhere. Yeah, we are way too high, so I am going to, we're going to turn all the way around as we go down here. Because, yeah, we are way too far. So 311, 100, 211. Yeah, that's probably what I need. So I'm gonna move flaps out there. I'm gonna put the gear down. That should slow me down some too. All right. So we're going to kind of head out over the lake. I am going to set my altimeter at I want to go 2,500? No. I'll go 2,000. Alright. So now I want to turn. So I want to stay away from the edges. You know what? This is... I'm going to raise this to 2,600. Because I don't think I'm that far from... I'm not that high up. If we really look at this, like, I'm pretty low. So... yeah, this may be lower than I really should be, but... let's see. Alright. So, what have we got on flaps? So they're down, and then I just have landing. Alright, so now I need to turn back around. Kind of do the base turn. So let's see, if it's 310, I take away 90. So that's what, 220, right? Or am I missing something? Because I need to basically cross the line. So let's see, 70, 50? No. This just doesn't seem right. I don't understand. Because, yeah, now we're 8 nautical miles out. And now I want to... Alright, I probably need to go up here. Because that is too low. Let's be honest. Alright. So now I need to get myself to... yeah, because now you can see the ground is coming up. So I need to get myself to 311. There we go. Now we're at 311. Alright. Oh. I don't want to go down. I don't want to go down. Not yet. Where is this? That is interesting, because it is like right along the edge or something. Oh boy, I'm not enjoying this. Sure you're not enjoying it either. Alright, so now we're going to put the flaps out again. Where am I? Where is this place? Is it like on the other side of... I am not sure where this runway is. Yeah, I know I'm at 500, but I'm like looking at the map here. It can't be... it's gotta be like right on the other side of... I don't understand. Alright, well... I'm going to... we're just gonna see if we can see where this is at. Because right now, like, in theory, I should see it. Is it over there on the mountainside? Like, I don't get it. I am not high enough. I'm not seeing it. That's the problem. Like, where is this landing strip? You can't just land right there. Alright, in theory, it's telling me it's over there somewhere. So it's like on my other thing, it's in the wrong place. Alright, so I still have to go a little ways away here. So let me go back in the plane, because I need to make sure I don't have any problems. But it is... I mean, I'm heading toward it, is basically what I'm being told. The problem is I just don't see it. And part of it is I'm probably too frickin' low. Where? It's like there, and then turn a little bit is kind of what I'm being shown. I'm just looking for any lights. Because basically I need to cross over. Like, it should be off to my left a little bit. Okay, now whoops. Now I'm going too far. Aha. That is an unpleasant experience, to say the least. Hello. The unsmoothness is not helping either. Alright, so let's see. I don't want to go too fast. God, this is like terrible for... That was not great. But we made it. Yeah, I don't know if the game is loading or what it's doing. But we did make it. This is the airport. I'll just make absolutely certain. Yes, we are on the taxiway from the runway. So somehow we did it. But in any event. So let me move this back over. Whoop. And then turn that off. And that should shut me down. Just make sure I get my credit. I do. I don't know what my landing rate was. It says it was 0, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's possible because of the way I was pulling up. But, so I kind of flew in. But anyway, so here we are. Yeah, I was really expecting we'd be landing at some mountain, but I'm glad we're not, because that was crazy enough. Alright, yep, it did give me credit. So our next one's going to be from Mount Cook to Queenstown, which I think is a bigger a bigger thing. So that one's just a little bit shorter. This was 106 nautical miles. Everything else is below 100. So the next one's 96, and then we've got 96, 82, and 84. And then we are done and basically at the southern end of the island. So, hope you've enjoyed this perilous flight here into Mount Cook. But we made it. I'll take that. And as always, if you've enjoyed this and haven't dropped a like, please consider doing that. We'll go ahead and turn this all off. That'll shut us down. And if you are not a subscriber, please consider that. And I will see you next time.